Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-April right through to mid-May 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get to your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding their love life at this time? Can you please show them the way? Who's coming towards them? Can you please let them know what they need to be aware of during this single period? What is it they need to see for the future? Well, your first card there is the Bear, okay? So you may feel it's been very challenging when it comes to the dating scene or love in general. You're in a period of self-reflection, okay? The Ring has shown up for you as well. So some of you may have been in a commitment in the past that broke your heart or made you feel really bereft, okay? I feel a lot of you are in a very protective energy because the Bear is a very protective energy there. We do have the Mountain there as well. So this is an indication that you kind of stand out from the crowd, okay? You're someone who has a lot of gravitas, but also it can represent challenge. So we will tap into the energy at this time just to see what is happening there for you. We do have the Garden, which represents some sort of invitation or party event or something that you may attend or be a little bit more sociable in the future. And we've got the Man energy there, so that is to take action. But your first card is the Bear. This is the protagonist energy. It's number 15, which is connected to the Devil card. So it can indicate that you're feeling a little bit frustrated or stuck with your options when it comes to love. You may feel that there is a deficiency of anyone that really is sparking your interest right now. You know, the Bear tends to operate under challenging circumstances, very independent, self-assured, building in confidence. So some of you are on that path right now as you go through this period of self-reflection. Of course, number 15 can indicate that you have been feeling stuck in a rut regarding the dating scene. And some of you may have even resigned yourself to the fact that you feel perhaps you're just going to be single. Maybe that's it. But that's not true at all. I can see that there is some sort of mingling going on here. I'm definitely getting the single and ready to mingle vibe, but I feel a lot of you have priorities that you have been focusing on. It's not that you don't want love, it just means that you've been prioritizing other areas of your life right now. A lot of you have responsibilities on your shoulders, and of course, when you get the Bear energy, this can indicate something on your path, whether it was when you were a child or in teenage years or, recently, something knocked your confidence and you've been trying to empower yourself and regain your confidence ever since. The Bear is a very controlled energy. So some of you may have actually withdrawn from the dating scene on purpose. A controlled act of saying, I'm protecting myself at this time because I need to either focus on something that is a priority or you've been hurt in the past. So there's a bit of a shield or a barrier. You're protecting your beautiful heart. If you think about the nature of a bear, they're very protective, very territorial. So it can be that, a lot of you are protecting your inner peace at this time, or you've been alone for so long, you're someone who is independent. You may have felt as well that some of you are, it's almost like you're questioning, is your strength and independence something that's scaring off people? That's not true at all. The right person is going to love all of you, every aspect of you, and in fact is going to love your strength because I feel like you've been through a lot, okay? Now, some of you may have also Just because we got the bear there, the ring is in the resistance position. So some of you may have been in a high level commitment in the past, or you witnessed parents or guardians divorcing, or, some sort of challenging kind of love relationship is something that you witnessed and maybe even absorbed as your first foundation of what it means to love. Okay, so it can be that there are influences here that you are purifying. We step into a period of review in our lives in order to kind of like show up for ourselves and reprogram. So if you've witnessed anything from childhood, or you've experienced anything on your path that tried to knock your confidence or derail your belief in what it means to be in love, I feel like you are going through a very cathartic experience right now where you're preparing space to allow the right love in. Anything you witnessed when you were a child regarding love or marriage or relationships, that was not your story, okay? It's something you witnessed. So a lot of you could be letting go of those feelings. And, sometimes when we witness those things in childhood, we can expect that that's what love is, or we can sort of move towards a quick fix of what that love feels like. Because if you're witnessing parents or guardians kind of like really challenging each other, or a very turbulent household, as adults, we can kind of seek that out, because it's like that hit of what it means to be in love and is familiar, for example. So, I'm only mentioning that because we got the Devil card energy with number 15. So that can indicate that, there is a process where you have found yourself in very similar circumstances regarding love in the past, based on what you witnessed when you were younger. So a lot of you are like cutting cords and ending generational wounding. That's a very difficult and challenging kind of experience to be going through. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there. But, this is the resistance position. So it can indicate the thing that you do not have is a thing that you will be having, a commitment with a person, someone who is loyal, who is willing to take the journey of life and love with you. And, thanks so much. I'm so grateful. I'm being shown in the water right now an hourglass. Okay, now that can indicate that you've waited a long time for love, okay, because an hourglass is a measure of time, and all the sand is sort of coming through there. But what I'm seeing that's very unique about this hourglass is that there's two people, okay, on either side of the hourglass, and they're looking at each other. So it can indicate that, you've been searching for a person who is going to spend their life with you. I definitely see there's a very patient, loving relationship on the horizon for you, but it can be symbolic of divine timing, but it can be something that's literal. So I would say look out for like a sand timer, that has two people either side. It's definitely a couple energy I'm seeing in the water, and it can be like these people, like symbolically, I'm getting this energy of like together forever through the sands of time. Okay, I know that sounds totally cheesy and corny, but that's the energy I'm getting from this. And I'm holding the card that represents commitment. So I definitely see it for your future. Look out for some sort of like, sand timer that either looks like that or appears somewhere. I mean, you could be going to an event and they have it as a decoration. It could be anywhere. It could be in the store. Could be something in like a landscape garden, for example. So yeah, just be mindful. These things mean nothing in this moment. Then suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I just saw the sand timer. And there are two faces either side looking at each other. So it can also indicate that you and this person, there is a distance between you at this moment in time, like perhaps they live overseas and they're about to move to your area. Maybe some of you are relocating, for example. There could be lots of symbolic energy that goes with that, but I'm just getting this energy of like a new person spending a lot of time with you, equal pace in the relationship, being together over, the sands of time. There's a soul contract with you and this person. So that which you have not right now is the thing that you will have. And this card, of course, is the ring, which means commitment, marriage. Okay, if you want to get married, of course, not everybody does, but it's a promise to walk this journey of life and love together to the end. That's what this card literally means. Because it's in the resistance position, some of you have been in a high level commitment in the past, maybe even had a divorce. For some of you, it can be that you had a partner and you were very in love with that person, but they've transitioned. They may have passed away. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love if that's something that you have gone through. And I can see that, you have been going through a grieving period, and, you have been just being like super self-sufficient, dealing with life. You're a very strong person. I feel that person in spirit, they are trying to guide you towards happiness, love. Okay, so when you meet this new person, I feel like it's on purpose. You're being guided to be happy, to flourish, to thrive, and enjoy a life experience. It doesn't mean you're replacing someone. I feel like, this is about honoring someone's memory and acknowledging that your life is important too, and it should not stop there. Some of you, something got cut short very abruptly, and it's something that perhaps you've been dealing with. So again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there, so much love. You're going to be given a sign, okay? Maybe ask specifically for a sign from that person in spirit, if that is something you've been dealing with. Not everybody's been dealing with that, but it's just popped up out of the energy. So ask for something specific. I'm actually seeing 2 birds. Okay, I'm seeing a cardinal bird and I'm seeing a little robin. So either that is something specific that you already asked for as a sign, or it is something that perhaps you'll see, maybe even together, which will be very unusual, but it could be something that you'll see. So I would say also ask for something very specific, and it will be shown to you, because this person in spirit, they want you to be happy. Okay, they're guiding you through challenging emotions in order to believe in love again. Okay, love lives on. And, I really get a sense that they're still loving you, by your side. They haven't gone away. You're not alone, but they also want you to be happy. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to disconnect from that energy and move on. Basically, what I see for a lot of you right now is you falling in love with your life and recognizing that you are a gift. And this is changing your vibration in order to attract a high level commitment. So I do see, for the majority of you beautiful Cancerians out there, a high level commitment coming on in. However, there is something here where I feel you're going to attend something, but it's hard to get there, or it feels like a challenge to kind of like make it happen. So it could be that it falls on a date or a day where you have something else booked and you may have to reschedule, or it feels like, oh, it's a little bit further afield than your usual haunts that you frequent, for example. As soon as you decide that you're going to go to it, because I feel like you will attend it, as soon as you decide, suddenly it just gets easier. Okay, but it could feel like it's hard before you decide, actually, I'm definitely going to go. Doesn't matter how hard it is to get there, I'm going. I'm going to reschedule another event. I'm going to go to this one. Suddenly the universe goes, great choice. And then the path becomes so clear. It's so easy, like, no delays. It's just going to be really easy to get there if it's far away, or, I feel you're going to attend something. We do have the mountain energy. This is your outcome energy. So this can indicate that there is a challenge, and that's what I'm picking up with the challenge right now. It feels like there's another event or something in the way of you attending something, and it gets rescheduled so that you can attend the actual event that you're meant to be at, okay? Now, when you get the mountain, of course, this indicates a struggle, a difficulty, and I want to see why it's in your outcome energy, because you also have action and a garden event. So it basically means that there is some sort of social event. It doesn't have to be in a garden. The garden card literally means to be involved in society, or meet up with people, or be invited to something. And the man is the action card, okay? To take action, to go somewhere, to do something, to transform. So it could be that, even on a day where you're like booked to go to something, you feel a little bit like, oh, you know what, I'd rather just stay in. So it can be that you'll have to really tap into your heart. If there's a little whisper that says, go to the event, that's your guides giving you the nudge. Of course, if your body and your mind and soul is saying, nope, I don't want to go, I don't feel like it, don't go. Never go against your intuition. Okay, very important there. But let me just pull a quick card, because it is number 21, which is the world card energy. So for some of you, this could be travel. It could be that you're thinking about going on a vacation, or you're thinking about relocating and you're not sure. I feel like you'll make a decision either way. And if you go on a vacation, you can have a wonderful time, of course. But number 21 can indicate you're closing out a cycle on something. And, you've learned a lot of lessons. But it's also a goal-oriented number, which means you achieve your goal. but you must take action. We've got the Three of Wands. Yeah, Three of Wands, as I mentioned, I mean, even look up the meanings of the cards. Three of Wands is something that you're about to go to, something that's on the horizon. You know, it could also be that there's some sort of travel or something that you have to physically travel to. Three of Wands is success by being in the right place at the right time, being on the right path. You know, it's something that's planned, okay? And it can be anything. It can be that you're going to an event where there's healers, where, you know, it's a spiritual retreat. For some of you, it could be an event in the neighborhood, but it feels like, oh, it's an obstacle to get there. But the Three of Wands says you're going to push through, because the Three of Wands is basically a gathering of people coming together. Threes tend to be like groups of people coming together. So I definitely see here that this could also be an event that is rescheduled, and you just have, you know, no control over that. You just have to find a way to attend it. So I don't see it being like a major obstacle. It just feels like there's been a bit of a delay. I feel like you are prioritizing other things at this time. Doesn't mean you don't want love. I want you to be aware of that. But the man represents taking action on something, but also it can indicate a divine counterpart coming on in. You know, the man energy connects to the Emperor. So this can indicate you have a lot of responsibilities on your plate. So it can be that the obstacle right now is that you've got stuff to do. You know, we have to prioritize what's important. And this world is a little bit of a crazy place right now. So it can be that you have a lot on your plate. But I feel, because that's number 28 with the man energy, that reduces to 10, which means Wheel of Fortune energy. You're about to have a turn of fortune where you're about to, you know, have second wind, as it were. And what I mean by that is suddenly there's a rebirth of energy, a sudden curiosity to get out there, meet new people, you know, go to new events. And, you know, number 20 is the Judgment energy. So that is basically letting go of something in order to embrace something healthier, something more positive for you. So, you know, I am getting you sacrificing something in order to go to something else. That's a main energy coming through. But also, I feel this is about you mingling, getting out there, even if it's like you getting involved in the community. If you're searching for your soul tribe right now, because this can be a very solitary energy. It can be that, you know, you're looking for your people right now. And it can be that you join a group of people where there is a commitment to show up every time they meet, and there may be somebody there that you're like, oh my gosh, who is this person? And they're going to be feeling the same way about you. So let's get to your Celtic cross just to see what is going on there for you. We've got the Five of Cups, loved and lost. Okay, so whoever I'm picking up on there, we got the Star as a crossing card. You're doing some healing, but also you are like, how can I put that? It's like a fluctuation of energy. Sometimes you wish for love, and sometimes you're like, you know what, I'm so busy, I haven't got time for it. Or you're like, no, love equates pain, or love has brought me sadness or challenge. And, you know, I feel there is a fluctuation there, but ultimately you do want commitment. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, someone new coming on in that presents like a healthy foundation for love. Also, it's an earth energy. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Ace of Pentacles has a hand from the universe offering a coin in a garden. And there is like a wonderful archway, which is the potential to growth. So I would say, you know, you may meet this person in some sort of outdoor event or in some sort of like social gathering. Okay, we've got the Knight of Cups. Love is coming. We've got Knight of Swords. You're going to be talking to someone new. We got the Sun energy. Really positive. You know, the Sun energy in the next 6 weeks position indicates you're allowing yourself to be seen. So if you have been a little bit of a hermit recently, I definitely see here that you're getting out and about a little bit more. We've got the King of Wands energy. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding their path to love? We got the Queen of Wands, so we've got a couple here. So I would say you're going to be in a high level commitment, very passionate, intense, you know, spiritually very rewarding, emotionally fulfilling. I feel it's a very adventurous kind of energy as well. Power couple, you know, it's like both of you are magnetic. You draw attention to yourselves. It's like people look at you both, and I'm seeing the energy of like Yeah, Four of Pentacles for keeps. I'm seeing an energy of when you and this person make it official and you go to like parties, events, or wherever you find yourselves, even if you're with friends and both of you are at separate ends of the room, you always catch each other's eye and be like, thinking about you, or gosh, I fancy you. There's just that energy between you both. I really love it. So we got the Five of Cups, so this can indicate, grieving, okay, or letting go of some really tough emotions. That's why the energy definitely came up earlier about, someone perhaps grieving a loved one. Doesn't have to be, an ex-partner. It can be that some of you have been going through some really challenging personal things, and it's hard. So again, so much love and light to you all. There's a lot of healing to be done there, and when the moment is right, the universe will usher in a new person. I want you to be aware of that. You don't have to rush it. The universe is going to just make it happen when it's meant to happen. But, the Five of Cups can indicate the foundation of love has been a disappointment, basically. And it can indicate that, a lot of you may have felt that a part of you is missing somehow, that you've been on autopilot. Some of you, especially in the last couple of years, you may be grieving your old life. Life has changed for a lot of people since the last couple of years, and it can be that you feel part of yourself is bereft and like searching for something, but you're not sure what it is because somehow things feel different, but still they're the same, and it feels a little bit odd right now. So it can be that you're just trying to find your way. You're just doing life, okay? But the Five of Cups indicates that whilst you're like looking at the things that you feel like you do not have, or the things that you feel like you've lost out on, remember, what is meant for you will never pass you by, okay? So what I see here is when you least expect it, the universe is ushering in a loving relationship. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, I always mention that and reference it because it tells you the story of what's going on in the energy. This is a beautiful card, so it highlights someone who's super independent, focused on prosperity, looking at, detoxifying life and emotions, but it doesn't really tell you the story of the Five of Cups, which is basically a breakdown of thought, self, relationship, emotions, a disappointment or shock emotionally. And it can be like appreciating what is left and trying to heal from that point. But what the figure doesn't realize is that behind them, so they're not aware of it, if they just turned around, they can see that love is available. There is going to be a high-level commitment on the horizon for you, and it's not too far away, but it's something you can't see right now. So therefore, you feel, because you can't see it, you feel perhaps it doesn't exist. A lot of you may be feeling a bit isolated or alienated when it comes to love, so you may feel that the universe has left you out when it comes to that. But I definitely see here you're going to receive a wish. The star energy is all about healing, but it's also about being inspired, falling in love with your life again, and seeing that you are a gift and that you deserve love. You are lovable. So I definitely see here you've been really tested when it comes to life and love, but you're a very strong person. And that's why it's taken time for the right person to come towards you, because you need a strong person who is worthy to walk by your side. Not just strong enough to walk by your side, but worthy enough to walk by your side, because you offer unconditional love. You have a beautiful heart. So, I do get a fluctuating energy from this, that sometimes you don't wish for love, or you have like removed yourself from wishing for love because it's been confusing in the past, or it's been really testing, or you've had a negative experience. But the star in the upright means you will get your wish to be in a high-level commitment where there is joy, laughter. The right person is going to make you feel on top of the world, okay? Someone who's going to raise you up, and vice versa. There's going to be reciprocity in this loving relationship. So it says here, hope, faith, and rejuvenation. So that's what I was talking about with number 20. That's a rejuvenation, rebirth energy, where suddenly, you're a little bit more curious, allowing yourself to be seen, shining brightly. May have taken you a while to do that. But on the earthly plane position, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the start. And the start comes in the form of attending something where there are other people. For some of you, this could be an invitation, but it could also be that you see like a poster of something that you're interested in. Ace of Pentacles tends to mean, something that has a lot of potential. You're given the seed of opportunity to go to something. Now, of course, we all get a choice. If you don't go to that event, then of course, you won't meet that person on that occasion. There's someone who is laid out for you. You'll meet them at another point in your life, but it may take a little bit longer. So it's always based on our choices. We have like a map of plot points that we need to get to. However, we have free will. So I do see something coming on in. Some of you, this could be like a new job. You know, if you're looking for a new job, it could be that you're going to take a certain role and you meet a person that is somehow connected to that. Doesn't mean that they work for the company that you work for eventually. It can be that, you know, there's going to be an event where it puts you in the path to meet this person. But for the majority of you, I feel this is like an opportunity to like go to something and be in a group of people, okay? Now, a lot of you are focused on your prosperity at this time, but we do have the past position, the Knight of Cups. So this means that a lot of you have been in love before. Whether it was reciprocated or not, I definitely see here that your heart has swelled with joy and really wanted to be with a person, but you may feel that love is in the past for you, but that's not true at all. I feel this is a call for you to fall in love with your life and fall in love with yourself, you know, to really understand emotional security, having compassion with yourself, self-love, self-care routines. You know, it says here romantic, following one's heart, and idealistic. So I feel, you know, you are going to attract the love that you truly deserve and desire, but I feel this is about you, you know, being invited to open up and, you know, be more playful, or, you know, really tap into who you are and what it is that you want. Now, I actually see that you have a secret admirer, but it's really interesting. This person, I'm just going to see if they're going to tell you about their feelings. I feel like they're going to hint. You have a secret admirer, okay? But I don't feel it's a friend. I don't feel it's in your immediate friendship circle, because there is definitely, you know, a Knight of Swords here, but, you know, there's a King of Wands. So whoever this person is that has a secret crush on you, I feel like you're not going to want to be with that person for some reason. I feel like they're awesome, but I just feel like they don't have what you're looking for. So let me just pull a card on that. Secret admirer energy. Can you show me that? Okay, Queen of Wands is your energy. Even though you're a water element, we have that Queen of Wands in the hope and fear position. So this person is highly attracted to you, physically very attracted to you. They may pay you a lot of attention, or they may pay you unique attention. Now, this could be anywhere. It could be on your day-to-day route. It could be someone you see regularly, but I feel like they're not in your friendship circle. This person, they may occasionally give you a little flirtatious something. We've got the Nine of Wands, and we've got the Judgment card. Okay, so the Nine of Wands indicates that you're a little bit guarded against this person, or, you know, you're uncertain. You know, I feel with the Judgment energy, you would let this person down in order to embrace someone else. Okay, so I feel it doesn't go anywhere more than where it's at right now. So this person, they may give you like a big hint that they are attracted to you, and you may be like, okay, that's wonderful, and I'm so grateful. I mean, you're probably not going to say that. You'll probably like smile and like giggle and say, oh yeah, and then like I feel like you'll probably actually give them a compliment back. There's something about that right now. Some of you may find it really hard to accept compliments. And it can be because you have a wound that you're healing right now. But I feel like you give that compliment back almost as like a defense mechanism, where you're like, okay, you're wonderful, but I'm not interested. And I feel that exchange will let them know that it's not going to move forward any further. So yeah, you may have to let someone down in I feel it's not like a passive aggressive way. I feel it's a diplomatic way, because you don't want to hurt this person's feeling. Because I feel like you see this person a lot, but they're not like a friend. So it feels like outside of yourself on your journeys, you know. But we do have that Knight of Swords energy. So this is to take action, to make some lifestyle changes or adjustments. I feel like you're very goal-oriented right now, focusing on your projects, no matter what stage of life you're at. I definitely see that you're keeping yourself busy. And it says here, action, defending beliefs, and impulsiveness. So it can be that, you know, there is something that you suddenly decide to go to, even though, you know, you felt it was a challenge, or you felt that you were not going to go to it, whatever it is. But your heart says you must attend. Okay, so I feel like you're listening to your heart, but I feel like you're vibing at a frequency to attract love in. Now, in the next 6 weeks position, we have the Sun card. So this indicates that you're getting out there, allowing yourself to be seen. There's a lot of growth personally going on with you there, but also this is about embracing joy and happiness. And, you know, the person you're about to meet, there's no confusion. It's just obvious. When you meet this person, there's chemistry, there's a spark. It's something that immediately you want to explore. And it says here, joy, success, and celebration. So this could actually be an event where something is celebrated. Could be someone's birthday, maybe a wedding, maybe, a housewarming party, maybe a barbecue for celebrating the summer. I don't know. I mean, this reading is for the next 6 weeks. So, we were probably teetering on the edge of like summer as we move throughout the next 6 weeks. But I feel whatever it is, it's connected to something that brings a lot of joy. So it could also be a personal feast date connected to your belief system, for example. So please apply this to your personal circumstances. There's an archway, okay? The fact that my guides were drawing me to an archway in the Ace of Pentacles on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, this could be relevant. So it could be that when you walk through the door or an archway of something, you're like, whoa, you immediately clock eyes with this person, okay? And this person, it's like you turn this person's head immediately. Now, I am being given this energy of something connected to the spine, okay? I'm not really sure what that is. Either this person has tattoos down their spine, or maybe you do. If you don't like tattoos, this could be that, you've been seeing like someone regarding some spine issues, or maybe this person works in like a field where they identify, issues with the spine. That's coming through. So please apply it to your situation. It can also indicate that perhaps you've been connected to someone in the past who is spineless, perhaps, and it's highlighting that this person has a spine. This person actually is honest, true blue, and, walks their talk. This is someone you can trust. So I would say that there is some sort of opportunity in the next 6 weeks for you to be seen, but also be in the company of someone who is really going to spark your interest. So I feel it's not too far away. But it's all based on your choices as to which event you go to. Because again, we've got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Knights can be invitations to do something, something that sparks your interest. So it can be that there's something that you'd love to do, but also there's something you're called in terms of duty to do. And they may clash and you may have to make a decision. But the Knight of Cups says, follow your heart. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there. Now, this is your advice to yourself in this moment, Five of Swords. This can indicate that a lot of you have a lot on your mind, but also it can indicate that, there is an insecurity here. Okay, don't shoot the messenger when I say this. We've got here need, poverty, and insecurity. So this can be that lack, Sometimes humans, we all focus on the thing that we don't have. Okay, and whenever I tell you about manifestation, you need to hold the vision in your mind like you've got it right now. Okay, so therefore the universe connects to a vibration of the vision and the energy that you're emanating. And if you're always focusing on the thing that you don't have, the universe is locking on to that vibration to make sure you stay in that vibration. Okay, so imagine the sort of person you want to be with. The same happens with money. If you want loads of money, imagine your bank account swelling with the amount of money that you want. Be very precise about what it is that you want. Okay. But, insecurity, because we have a Five of Cups, some of you may have loved and lost, or you've had your confidence knocked when you were younger. For some of you with that bear energy, it can be that you were bullied when you were younger, and it's really hard when you're about to be really intimate with a new love. Suddenly you may feel exposed, or you may feel a little bit nervous. What if they don't love me? What if they don't like me? What if they find out a little bit more about me? What if they discover the real me? Well, they want the real you. They want the authentic you, because this person's in love with you. They want to get to know everything about you, and vice versa. I really wish that humans had like a little speech bubble above their head on some of their thoughts, not all, of course, because some things need to remain private in a world where everyone is exposing everything all the time. I would say that a lot of people have the same fears. And sometimes when we're worried about what we think other people are thinking about ourselves, and I'm not saying that you think about that. I'm not saying that you worry about what other people think of you, not at all. But sometimes I'm trying to highlight that we have the same fears, and that we do lock on to our worries or insecurities a lot because they are ours. And we need to recognize that everybody, even the most successful person in the world, they may have, like, to some degree, a level of confidence that we can only aspire to. However, they still have the same worries and fears and pressures. They may have money, for example, that will cushion them in certain areas that perhaps some people don't have that cushion. But ultimately, you know, we all have a personal worry about something, or we feel there is an anxiety or an insecurity about something that we feel like we do not have. But manifestation, which is very important, thoughts become things, and you have a Knight of Swords there, you know, think about the things that you want like you have them right now. And I feel some of you could be like conquering an insecurity here with that Five of Swords, and this is the circumstances outside of yourself. That means fate and destiny are ruling this position. This is the King of Wands, okay? So this is a masculine energy of action, but also it's the bigger picture. It's the overcoming of the obstacle. It literally says overcoming challenges there. And you had the mountain, which means you're overcoming an obstacle or a challenge. So if your challenge right now is that every time you peep outside and you know, see who's about on the dating scene and you're like, there's no one out there who is remotely what I'm looking for, it can be an obstacle. So it can be that you're going to change your circumstances or your environment in some way to open yourself up to the new possibilities or new people, new places, new faces, for example. Because if you always go to the same places and there's no one there, then how are you going to change your circumstances unless you go to another place, for example? We all like special haunts with our friends and, you know, going to certain places because it has a familiarity. But if you're looking for someone new, this can mean that you have to like find yourself elsewhere, for example. That's why I feel some sort of new invitation or new event is coming in to put you in the path of this new person. Now, we do have like leader, okay? King of Wands is someone who's passionate. They are someone who is bold and daring, someone who is literally going to sweep you off your feet or, you know, really impress you. And love is not there to impress. Love is there to just exist, to crave, to want to be together. And you have a King and a Queen of Wands energy. So you're attracting a mate where it's perfect. Now, of course, there's no relationship that's truly perfect, but this person is perfect for you and the circumstances that you're in and, you know, the relationship that you require and desire. This person is on the same page as you and they want the same things. The couple goals are the same for the future. And I'm actually being given... I'm actually being given a song, very famous song. I think Prince actually wrote this song, but other people have covered it. I'm hearing Prince's version of it, okay? I just want your extra time and your kiss, okay? Now, I think that's just called Kiss. It's a beautiful song, great song there. You know, that song, if I remember the lyrics, because I don't really often remember the lyrics of lots of songs. I just like the tune and I'll sing along to something. But it's like this person that Prince is kind of like talking to, it's like, you know, you don't need to impress me. You know, riches, all of those things, they don't impress me. I just want love. I just want your presence. I just want you. I want your time. Actually, we got the timer at the beginning of your reading. We got the sand timer at the beginning. So there could be some relevance there. Maybe you and this person, like the first conversation is about time. I'm not sure. But please take it as it resonates. I just feel there's a lot of chemistry between you and a person, and you're both really like supercharged, magnetized towards each other, both find each other attractive. This indicates that, you know, both of you tend to get a lot of attention, or you will be getting a lot of attention. And I feel that you only have eyes for each other. Also, I feel there's something here about either you or this person are either well known or known in the community, or you have a reputation that supersedes you, which is really positive. It could be that you make a difference to people's lives, or, you know, there's some sort of like star power kind of energy. Now, this could be that, you know, both of you are just really great together and you get a lot of attention. But it could also be that either this person was on TV or on the radio or was well known in the community, or you are, or perhaps both of you are in some way. Not everybody is like in the public eye, for example, but it could be that at one stage this person was, or maybe at one stage you were, for example. There's going to be a conversation about being in the public eye. Could be that this person was like a child model, for example, or a child actor or actress or musician. So it can be like a topic of conversation. I'm being given at the beginning. So this could be that like at the beginning of getting to know this person, they kind of tell you that they were once famous. It could be famous for 5 seconds. It could be famous for months, years, or, you know, maybe they are well known right now. So yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to the hope and a fear position, and this indicates, you know, that you have a level of attraction where people gravitate towards you, I feel like your fear is that you don't want to meet someone who's just in it for the physical. You know, you want substance, you want a long-term relationship. I can tell you right now that Four of Pentacles is leading you to a happy ever after. It is a secure relationship where both of you, when you meet each other, because love is hard to find, it's like you hold on to each other and, you know, this is it. This is the relationship. Again, I'm being given this energy of like together forever through the sands of time. So maybe that's what I'm actually going to call this reading, because my guides are giving this to me strongly to indicate you have a soul contract with this person. It's like this lifetime you've both been searching for each other without even really realizing it. Okay, so that's something that's coming through. But it says here, courage, determination, and passion. So, of course, being in the resistance position, because you read both positions in this position, the hope and the fear, you know, you would hate to meet someone who is cold, distant, detached, who doesn't want to spend much time with you, or there's a distance there. You know, you want this person to be present. You want this person to, you know, have that spark, that something that you're looking for, and you're going to find it in this person. So you are also going to find that this person is really attracted to you. So even if you have low self-confidence sometimes, or you have a trust issue, this person is going to give you no reason to mistrust their love. They only have eyes for you, okay? Now we do have a Nine of Swords, anxiety. And it says here, hopelessness and trauma. So some of you may be processing that before you meet this person. Some of you may have trust issues because it is partnered with the Four of Pentacles there. So it can indicate that, you know, you're nervous when you're locked into a relationship, because it means that, of course, there's always the potential to be hurt by a person. We have to trust. There's no guarantees that a person is not going to be careless with our hearts. But this person, I can see they are true blue, and that is never their intention. In fact, this person wants to hold you. They want to lock onto the love that they've been searching for their whole life, and they don't ever want to let that go. So I feel this person will step up to make sure that you are aware of this and never give you cause for doubt. But let me just pull a quick card on that Nine of Swords, because it can indicate that there is some level of anxiety before you go to something, okay? And I feel it is just connected to this fact of like, oh, I should be doing this, but I really want to do this, and you have to make a decision, okay? Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please clarify this Nine of Swords? Also, the Nine of Swords is a call to have faith. It can be that you're identifying how you talk to yourself in moments of pressure or insecurity, that you tear yourself down rather than raise yourself up. Remember, you are unique. There is no one else out there like you. My guides are showing me fingerprints now. Fingerprints are unique. Of course, there's no one out there with the same fingerprint as you. So that is highlighting how unique you are. And when you be your unique self, you're attracting the person who is perfect for you and your story and your journey and the journey that you're about to take. So, okay. Don't doubt your power, because you can't be anyone else. You are you, and that is your superpower. So embrace it. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So this means, you know, you are either going through a period of repair, okay? Because the Eight of Pentacles is all about the self, hard work, responsibility, and it's also a card of like being stuck in a rut, in like a cycle of repeat. So it can be that you're making some lifestyle adjustments right now, opening yourself up to having more fun or going to things impromptu, spontaneously, rather than always just doing what you feel is right and the duty bound aspect to yourself. You know, this is about you doing something for you and kind of breaking free from a repetitive cycle. Eight of Pentacles is always about the repetitive cycle, but it can also be that you're learning more about yourself. And, you know, that Four of Pentacles, another archway, by the way, we've got a staircase through this one. So it could be relevant that you go through an archway and up a staircase. It could be literal, but I feel more than anything, this is the portal opening up for you, that it's easier to get to an event because you love it, or you are looking forward to it. You want to go to it. And the Four of Pentacles is conservation, which is saving yourself for the one. The pathway leads straight to the sun. That's your next 6 weeks position. Like, this figure is literally at the pinnacle part of the portal. So, you know, the archway is lit, and it's like, are you going to take the next steps? And the steps are now completely clear. And I feel this is about you going towards the sun, doing things that make you happy, bring you joy. And, you know, this is a long-term relationship. It says security, and basically, the Four of Pentacles is to take ownership of one's life and to find oneself in a circumstance where it is for keeps. It's for the long term, okay? So I'm just going to go and get some final cards for you. You know, Four of Pentacles can also be like coming out of the home space, or, you know, leaving the city, for example. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the figure is apart from the city, the hustle bustle. So it could be some sort of like nature event for some of you. But also it basically means an achievement. So I'm just going to go and get some final cards. We have freedom. We have confusion. The first card that came out there was confusion. So it's confusion and freedom. So perhaps this is like freedom from being tested or feeling confused. We have balance. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. It's just because I'm seeing the yin-yang balance and two hearts on it. I will show you. Again, birds will be relevant. I think Robin and Cardinal Bird came up there earlier. It says here, freedom. Okay. Interesting. It's number 16, which is a tower energy. It means basically freeing yourself up from a cycle repeat, or feeling caged, getting out of the house, for example, or getting out of a humdrum situation or a cycle of repeat. The confusion can be, you know, that you have to make certain decisions. You have to choose between two events. That's what is coming up there. But if you have been connected to someone in the past, or a situation in the past that made you feel like you didn't know where you stood, or, you know, confused about love, I definitely see that you're moving past this now. We have balance, the yin and yang energy, which means, you know, you are purifying your energies and creating space for a healthy love to come on in, and you're attracting a relationship where there is reciprocity. We also have regret, okay? So, you know, there is an energy here of looking at the past and maybe feeling that certain circumstances you connected to, you know, perhaps you feel like you wish you'd never experienced those things. You know, the Five of Cups is regret. I feel like someone from your past actually regrets letting you go. I don't see anyone revisiting from the past at this present time. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. We are still in a Mercury retrograde at this point. However, we will be free from that soon. But, you know, it is number 20. So it could be that you revisit emotions in order to process them and let them go. Remember that whatever we experienced in the moment in our life, you know, certain choices we made, the choices we made were based on the circumstances that we had, and you wanted those things in that moment. So if you were connected to a past love, for example, and they broke your heart, disappointed you, let you down, you wanted to be with that person in that moment because your guides made you connect to that person for a lesson. Sometimes they're very challenging lessons, ones we didn't ask for, but they are ones that help us spiritually evolve and be stronger. So I do see with this, it's like you kind of like making a decision. You know, I feel there is like, I want you to be aware there is something attached to this card, which is like, there is an invitation or some sort of event coming which really you want to attend. Now, if you choose not to go to that, that's fine. There may be some regrets. I would say don't regret it, because you're meant to meet this person. So even if you have responsibilities and you can't go to the event or whatever it is that you're going to think about going to, don't regret it, because the universe will just orchestrate a different time where you meet this person. It just means it's going to be a little bit longer. You're always going to meet this person, okay? And finally, we've got communication. So I definitely see romantic connection between you and a person. I do see that you will meet a person where, you know, you are going to explore love, romance. This person is very romantic. They are actually emotionally available, and they're cool with expressing how they feel and showing you. And even when you're in like a group of people, they're going to like be very kind of like physical with you, like giving you a kiss, holding your hand, that sort of thing, because they love you and they want everyone to know that they're with you. So that's something that's coming out there. I'm just going to go and get a drink it before we close. Okay, so we've got 2 there. Oh, interesting. I'm not even sure how that got in there, but this is a really tiny pink seed. Okay, so maybe that's the seed of something with that Ace of Pentacles, planting the seed. An invitation comes in, it plants a seed in your mind to go, and it's going to grow from there, okay? Also, I'm connecting to pomegranates with this as well. It's not a pomegranate, but it's there. It's so random, I didn't put it in there. So I'm not sure how that got in there. It's probably connected to one of these. that has budded. I love these, beautiful. So it does look like a little bud there that's connected and somehow found its way in there. And finally, we've got an elephant, okay? So an elephant, of course, they never forget, but they move on. They remove the obstacles. And, you know, this is so important because this elephant, I hope you see it there, on its ear is a little heart. I'm going to show it closer. Hopefully you can see it and it doesn't blur. But this is about listening to your heart. Remove the obstacle. Listen to your heart. Go with your heart, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians, and love and light.